Really?
Take a chance, beating now. My faith and make a no. Wake up, Ichika, Bachika, take a heart and let us go. Out of a shield and nothing. How to get out and survive.
Schaefer Gamers 1 here, and yes, welcome to the review of Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2. Now, you're wondering, why am I doing this sitting down for the first time? Well, it's because I've pretty much reviewed the first one, and there's a few different significant changes, but I'm going to show you instead of like going through green screens and everything, because I kind of want to sit down again with you guys, and it's a lot more convenient for me. And as you can see, yes, all of the break themes from this game has came back: dueling, world tournaments, training, editing skills. And that's the one thing that's going to be kind of difficult to get through. Come on, trust me. And by difficult, I mean getting breakthrough. Instead of randomly the skill popping up out at you when you're getting it, you have to search for it. I'll get into more details with that later. Also, there's a thing that's called Bobby Ship. Now, what Bobby Ship is technically challenge mode. You take certain characters, you have to do a certain character, certain challenge under a certain amount of time, and you have to beat it. Now, it's easy, and I'll show you. You can go up to 2 players with it, but there's a stage for each one, and you have to do each thing over and over again. So, it's a quick challenge to see how good your score is and how high you can go, so that's all it is. You can do 2 players, so you can see how that goes, and it'll be kind of fun. But the one thing... Oh, before I forget, I meant to mention stuff. There was a lot of things that I didn't 100% mention in Budokai 1, so let me address them now. One thing, Budokai 1 has one of the closest storylines to Dragon Ball Z. And you're going to see why Budokai 2 story-wise doesn't hold up as strongly. I felt this one was the weakest one of the series. When you see it, if you didn't see the preview already, but I'm going to get into more details of why this is really, really... I don't understand what's the main point and purpose of what they did, but they did it. And they thought it would be fun. They thought it would be innovative. Welcome to Dragon World, the part of Dragon Ball Z to where I really felt was really weak. So, they go by the basic storyline mode here, you know, long story of the backstory of Dragon Ball Z pretty much. And the way how they approach it is kind of awkward. Like, it looks nice. The gameplay and everything is still from the first one. There's a lot of different things easier, like energy forward and energy back are now can instantly do the move. So instead of you having to hit the entire combination thing, you can just shoot it out and call it a day. Also, certain moves now, when you hit a combination, it actually has a thing to where you can select a certain button, and by the time that chooses, you can pick, okay, this one's gonna happen, and whatever you get the result of, they can either dodge it or they can either, you know, not dodge it. So pretty much that's how it was. And also, it's the also the other thing about it is too, now they have this new situation of during major big attacks or any charge type attacks that you have to rotate your stick. Now, you will get a lot of, you know, old school what's this on here from doing that if you just on a daily basis just play this game straight off. So expect that. Now the main thing is, you don't use just this one. You have to, at an angle, use both of them, because if you want to make sure you get it all on the first go, you need both of these. So, with that said, this is Dragon World. Can you tell me what's wrong with this picture? because everything is right now wrong with this picture. And I'm gonna go story-wise and use Krillin. Oh, wait, I didn't use Krillin. Oh, Piccolo. This is when the Saiyans were here. I want to use Piccolo. So, yeah, here's the actual gameplay where you're board pieces. Because that's how the game was played. Board pieces. So the main thing is you select your character and you go to the location and you walk over there. And this is a new awesome thing called the Dragon Radar. There's a Dragon Ball that picks up on the radar and then you have to go there and just get it. That's the main thing. So, I'm just going to move him to get more attack. This is the storyline, people. This is what they thought would make for really good storytelling by kind of throwing everything off and making this. And this is how you will start a battle sequence. And wait, there's hold on. They have a little special thing for us.
Can't you talk for real?
Yes, that's how they do it. They have it to where certain things when they talk to certain people, what happens. That's really neat. Why a board game? And why is Goku the only one in the entire board game with moving? And that's the part that gets me. It's like they didn't even give anybody else to give some type of traveling. And that's one thing that hinders this. The entire time while moving pieces slowly, I'm waiting for some type of back travel button. And by back travel, I mean actually moving fast. Not like back travel, like, you know, going back in time, but just moving faster. Because that's one thing this story mode really, minus throwing it off the course, it really hinders it because everybody has to, while Goku's just walking, you know, just casually walking, what's everybody else doing? So I never could understand that. Oh yeah, and also other stablemen grow every time you defeat one, so I'm going to send you to go get the Dragon Ball so I can show that off. And I gotta get there before Nappa does. Perfect. And this is where the first cutscene for the actual battles happen. And this is all we get.
You're Kakarot, aren't you? What have you guys come to this planet for? What are we here for? We came for the things you call Dragon Balls. After we kill everyone on this planet, that is, lend us a hand, would you, Kakarot? What are you going to use the Dragon Balls for? That does not matter. Come with us and join Master Frieza. So this Frieza guy's your boss, huh? I would never join anyone like that. And what's more, my name is Goku.
And what's more? It's supposed to be once more. I just noticed a spelling error. So continuing with that, when you first do this, usually everybody, he's going to be basic himself. But since I've already gotten everything in Breakthrough, I'm gonna have fun. That's what I'm gonna do. And by the way, you can tell the story on the side of the thing because you never talked about Frieza anytime until nobody really talked about Frieza until later on. Hey, look at Reddit. Like your brother. Look at my long flowing hair. Ah, crap. Try to punch right at it. Oh. There we go. It's not even move out. Couldn't even move out. But this is what we generally have, is an entire story mode with your board pieces moving around to try and get items and to defeat people. Oh, and if they lose, they get into a stunned state to where they can't move, but they can move the next turn anyway, so it doesn't really much matter.
Lousy small fry.
So, and I'm going to show off the Capules move that I was telling you about that really can put a damper on your hands. Ow. I need to save for the last one. Oh, there are scene transitions in the game. If I mention that while I'm doing this, it's just you gotta get into the edit screen. I don't feel like doing it. If I can do it by rarely, oh well, damn. Isn't there more? Oh well, I get the next one. Thus, the battle continues. Oh, there's multiple cutscenes for each one too.
You're not getting away, Kakarot!
You again! This time, I won't hold back!
Impossible! His battle power is rising so fast!
Which makes no sense. You know it. That's why this is the weakest of the series for me. The entire thing is the totally weakest for the series, and it really doesn't much makes more sense. I mean, I understand Dragon Ball Z is, you know, the same, same shticks all over again. Ow, it hurt. But I mean, I like it when they go through the story because it makes you feel like you're there. That's what Budokai 1 did really well. It actually took the story elements to a new level. It made it you can actually feel yourself rewatching Dragon Ball Z all over again, while playing it at the same time. I wonder if I can let me see if I can do it. There we go. Here's your stage transitions, guys. So that was your stage transitions, but I really wish they would have stayed with the original story. I mean, that's what we all watched Dragon Ball Z for, was the original story. It was good for us, good action and everything. I mean, this was just like a cheap way to just make it a board game. Why? Why? I mean, I understand, like, that's my main gripe with this game. Like, everything else is good. Like Clash system wasn't made yet, but the fact that people can actually fight off super attacks and not get one-shotted when the super attack happened was good. The fact that you can power up moves actually by rotating was good. But with the big improvements in the fighting mechanics, how do you lose the story mechanics? Like, I love every so often little jokes and nods here and there, but don't lose the main story behind it too. I mean, other people may have opinions that the story may be perfectly fine, but it's a board game with only one person that can actually have a physical body. Look, Goku's the only one with a physical body. Everybody else is board pieces. I mean, if you're gonna make it consistent, give everybody a body moving figure. That would make it interesting to see everybody moving. But you only let it to Goku. I know he's the main protagonist and main character, but come on. We want to be able to get through this faster. We don't want to have to wait and see somebody hop, 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 hop. So, but I'm going to explain the few things that is in the boards, that few of them that have, other than finding random items like the Dragon Radar and the power-up suit like you see over there, and the swords to get power-ups, if you hit with a certain person, and it's the same person, and they team up and they're on the same team, pretty much. Only for us, they get a boost depending on who it is. Like if you put Piccolo and Gotenks together, Piccolo loses some stats, but Gotenks gains from him. I don't know how it works. I have to really look up on it, but I just know that randomly happens. But if it's like Goku and Vegeta, they both get a big boost. So it's like maybe support morale or something like that sort. I don't know how it works, but all I know is when you team up, you can either get a boost or it can be a negative against you, depending on who is coming together. The other thing is, other than picking up Dragon Radar, you can pick up the capsules to get items that you can unlock. And this is the one way you're probably going to get capsules in all your capsules, is by replaying this mode. But it takes so long that it makes it like tedious. Because Dragon Ball Z, the story, it went straight to the story, you fought the character, and you got the capsule. That was it. That's how quick it was. You fought the people, beat the people, cutscene, capsule. I could do that over and over again and skip the cutscenes. That's perfectly fine with me. Heck, I could probably go to the tournament and, you know, beat people up and get more money to buy the capsules. But the easiest way to do it is by playing the story mode. But I don't want to do it like this. It's like a really big push-in that they were trying to do. I mean, what I can say is Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2 has good upgraded mechanics. Just don't get into the story mode. I promise you, you're not going to like it. And that's one of the biggest things that hinders this game, is the story mode. Where we were immersed in the first one, this one, yeah, updated graphics and everything looks nice, but you took your story mode and put it on Candyland and said, play Dragon Ball Z story. Play it. I mean, yeah, the multiple outcomes are fun, but not a lot of characters have a different outcome. I mean, it would be kind of interesting to see what Future Trunks would say to Raditz, but they have no commentary. Just like with Trunks versus Cell, there's no commentary. They just talk. It's like, oh, I'm in trouble. Battle starts. There's no, you look like this guy, or what, you know, why do you look familiar, or I thought I killed you, or something like that. But they don't expand on it. They just put it into a board game. But as my final thing for this, I can say, if you got some friends around and you want to play Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2, it's one of those games that you can touch base on and have the greatest time with friends. But playing the story mode by itself, once you play it once, you're not going to really want to play it again. Trust me. It's like when I replayed it, I figured out why I didn't like the story so much. But the next one, even though it's going to be a lot different, it's the best one of the series. By far the best one of the series of the first three. And that's going to be coming up very soon. Sadly, as I don't have the original music one, so you're going to have to deal with Tenkaichi music. But with that said, JF Gamers 1 signing out, hoping you enjoyed, and I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to show you all my favorite moves for each character, from like my top 5 favorite characters. So thank you for watching, hoping you enjoyed, and JF Gamers 1 signing out. longer review? That's what we're gonna. No, I'm just kidding. Hey guys, Jeff Games One here, letting you know that I have someone that is helping me edit and did some really nice pictures for me. Like, out of all the things I've never thought of, you know, we get that type of awesome pictures. And some of you seem like, well, yeah, you could simply do this, but it's just that the effort that she put in it really makes me happy to know that actually she, you know, she goes all out just to do this for me. Like, certain things I didn't think she was going to do, she actually did extensive stuff for the Dragon Ball Z review with a few of the little pictures that you've seen through it, and they were really nicely done, and some of them are really sick. I like my profile picture the most because just look at it. Look at it. You can't tell me you can't love how Jerry looks in that fucking picture. It's fucking sick. And she's her name is Laura. That's, you know, press writer. And to be quite honest, she does really good work with it. And if there's anyone out there that's looking for having a design of their own, if they want to have certain things going on with their photos, let me know. Send me a message, PM me, hit me up on my Facebook page, Twitter, whatever. I can get in contact with her and you can get that started. Usually, it's like for my stuff I pay more, but I'm gonna say mostly for any icons or anything, I will start off at like $10 per one, and I will set up the PayPal for it. It's if you really need one done and really want one well made. Trust me, it's worth it. So, and that's where most of my stuff is. Most of my backgrounds and everything's been changed thanks to her. Half the time I would do it myself, but doing multiple things at once, I don't have the time to do it. And I asked her because I seen her what she did. I was like, can you just do a few things for me? Pulls out amazing work every single time for me. And I'm glad that she actually goes to the extensive level to do stuff. And you know, I'm paying her to do it. So I was like, if anybody else out there wants to branch out for one, just shoot me a message and I can get in contact with her and we can have some stuff situated. And with that said, Jeff Games One signing out. Hoping you enjoyed and hoping you get some awesome pictures edited and made yourself too.